All right, welcome everybody to First Thing You're Degenerate, episode 3, brought to you by the boys, or two of the boys at Betting the Diagonal. Your host Morgan here. I'm here with Billy, my favorite.
Guy.
My favorite.
My favorite guy.
And then we're here with Jared, also our favorite baby degenerate. We're teaching him everything we know. Boys, how are we doing today? How are we?
Splendid.
I'm terrible.
Awesome.
Billy, you want to elaborate why you're terrible?
All right, so I've been absolutely en fuego all last week. Couldn't miss. Shooting from the hip. Pew, pew, pew. You know? Oh, we got life, actually. We got life. We got life in this
coming
Rutgers
back?
game.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
We got life in this Rutgers game. I need 3 more points. 12 seconds left. We're shooting free throws. Today, I mentioned the word heater. I knew I shouldn't have done it, but I was feeling good. You know, it's my birthday weekend. I'm feeling fantabulous. Had margaritas. I had a 3-day weekend this weekend, past weekend. Feeling great. So I threw it out there. You know what happens. You know how that goes. I'm currently 0-4 in college basketball. It's potentially going 0-6 to close out my night. But on the bright side, I may be the hottest hockey gambler on earth. So
on the dark side of that, there's only about 10 of them, so not much to be hot in.
what? Hockey?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm almost to 70%, bro.
Yeah. That's
good.
All right. Well, anyway, let's bring it back over to McChicken over here. Jared, how are you doing? How'd your picks go last week?
My picks for what?
Oh my God.
Oh, right. Oh, wow. To be honest, I didn't keep up. I'm sorry.
Right, so anyone who's watching this, one of the first rules of gambling, it's pretty much you learn it in your first class of gambling, anonymous basically, is to know what your card is, know what your lines are. So Jared last week, for those who watch this and do know, except for this dummy over here, he was on the Nets -8.5, and he was on the Hawks -5.5. If I'm not mistaken, I don't have the end result on this because it wasn't my game to track. I believe the Hawks ended up covering the 5.5, or the Nets did not cover, and he ended up going 1-1.
Yes,
which brings Jared 1-1. Yeah, which brings Jared's cumulative record of his 2 weeks to 3-1. And we're coming back this week to Jared's go-to sport, the NFL. We're not going to get into any of your last picks last week. Jared clearly didn't even know who you were playing. Yep. So we will divulge that another day when you get your head out of your ass.
All right.
Let's talk Super Bowl, boys.
All right.
Let's start here. We'll go a little round table. Who we taking? Billy, you're in the middle of two teams, it looks like. I don't know if you're going either way.
That's because I'm going both ways.
Oh, let's tell the viewers. Give a little teaser. I get more into this in our next podcast. Everyone's listening. But let's give a little teaser here to the youngins, little college kings.
This weekend is money for me regardless of what happens. I placed a future before the season started for the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, for the Bills to win the Super Bowl about halfway through, which didn't work. But I still have the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. We're plus 375. So I'm hedging my bet, and we also be taking the Buccaneers. So no matter what happens, I win. Ideally, I'm going to be taking the Bucs +3. Throw it out there.
Okay.
Just I'll take the money line as well, just to get the plus money. But I will be taking the Bucs +3 and hoping that they lose by 1. This way, I can win both bets.
That's getting a little greedy there for a guy who's ice cold today.
Whoa!
That was a bird.
Slander.
He has been very hot of late, so that is a very interesting take. Bold strategy going for the 1 or 2 point win. I will say that. But I love it. I love the aggressiveness. I'm a big fan of that. McChicken, what do you think about this game? What team are you into? Who you got? We got the Chiefs at -3 favorites against the Buccaneers in Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. What are you thinking right now?
I want to say the Chiefs -6.
-6? The line is -3.
What?
You want to take an alternate spread?
Wait, what?
You want to take an alternate spread?
Yeah.
Jesus, we don't even. He doesn't even know this. Dude, what? No. Let's bring it back. That's an
I
episode
want them to win
20 weeks from
over
now.
a touchdown.
That's for about 20 weeks from now. You're not at that level. We can talk about that off air if you want. You want to get into that. We can't
I
jump
have the Chiefs
20
winning
levels for anyone else who's watching this and learning how to
over a
gamble right
touchdown.
now.
So
I have
should-
personal
Chiefs.
friends who could be watching this right this moment, trying to learn how to gamble as well. And you are a terrible vessel for them to learn through. So let's get back to the basics.
All right.
So the spread is
Mhm.
Chiefs laying 3. Okay.
Chiefs laying 3. So Chiefs are the favorites.
Correct. Good
He
job.
did his
Wow.
homework.
We're already off to a better start than last week.
Okay.
All right. So
Okay.
if the Chiefs are laying 3, which means the
Mhm.
Buccaneers are,
The underdogs.
and they are getting
3.
bingo. Look at this guy. He's a new man. It's that brisk tea, baby.
Mm-hmm.
But all right. What do you think? So what do you think for the game? Where are you leaning? What do you seem to like the Chiefs? I'm guessing a little bit more for taking them at 6, laying 6. I guess you have to be taking them at 3.
Mhm.
What do you like the Chiefs this week?
I like the Chiefs. Well, like I am torn because I really like the Chiefs. I do not doubt Patrick Mahomes. I do not doubt his legs. I do not doubt him connecting to Travis Kelce. Tyreek Hill has not found the end zone yet. This is the game for him to find the end zone. It is the Chiefs. 397 first downs compared to 364 by the Bucks. We have 1519 for the Bucks in rushing. We have 1799 for the Chiefs in rushing. Okay, I'm just more confident in the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes to really sling it, for them to be their usual cohesive unit. But at the same time, there's always that saying, you don't bet against Tom. You don't bet against Tom. What happened? Falcons, Patriots. Falcons had the nails in the coffins and were just hammering them. I mean, halftime it was 28-6. Was it 28-6 or 28-3 for halftime for that?
For what?
28-3. 28-3.
It was 28-3. And what happened? Everyone in Atlanta got hyped up. They put their gold, their silver, their bronze. They put it all on Atlanta. All Atlanta had to do was hit that field goal. You know what happened? They went against Tom, and look what Tom did to him. Tom made him the laughing stocks of the NFL. We can always laugh at Danny Dimes tripping on that 87-yard run in Philly. We can all laugh at that. But really and truly, I am still laughing at the fact that the Atlanta Falcons choked a 28-3 lead going into the second half against Tom Brady. Okay, you don't bet against Tom, but I'm banking on Patrick Mahomes to show up and to show out. But it's going to be a game, so I'm going with Chiefs.
All right. That was an interesting little bit right there. One thing I got to say is, because I don't necessarily know where I'm going yet, is Tom Brady seems to be losing Super Bowls every other year when he goes at this point. He's lost to the Giants. He ended up beating Matt Ryan. He lost 3 years ago today to my guy right there, Nick Foles.
Fucking douche.
3 years ago today.
The guy who should be the starting quarterback for the Eagles.
Yep. The guy.
This is no Eagles talk on this podcast. He won
I
the following
year. I can tell you why there's no Eagles talk on this podcast. Because they've been out for weeks.
Yep.
Solid weeks. Tom Brady's not invincible in the Super Bowl. We've seen it. In the playoffs, we've seen it. He got bounced in the first round last year. Lost to Nick Foles in the Super Bowl. Lost to Eli in the Super Bowl.
Twice.
I don't know. I don't know where I'm at in this game, but the idea of the mystique of Tom Brady, while it is something else, I'm not going to put too much stock in it myself. All right. So looks like we're going to put you in for Chiefs -3. Sounds like.
Chiefs -3, yeah.
Okay. Are you going to remember that next week?
I'm going to put it in my notes right now.
He's going to bet on it, so.
Okay, I like
You
it.
know what's really crazy is that when I opened up my notes thing, I had the Nets and Hawks picks there. I was like, oh, I don't need these anymore. I deleted them.
Idiot.
I swear. All right, next thing let's get into real quick before we get into we're going to have a couple little tiny things for today's episode with you, just for the Super Bowl special. Let's talk the over under real fast. All right, the line right now is 56 points. What do you think?
They have to cover a certain amount, so they have to
I don't think we
over
explained
56.
what the over under was.
I think we did last week.
Yeah. What I have in my notes, it says both of them gotta cover certain amount of points. Well, actually, that's for the over. That's for the over. I don't.
Yes.
And
so
then they
the
have
over
to.
now is set at 56 points. The Buccaneers and the Chiefs need to combine for
more than 56 points.
Bingo. Perfect.
That's the over, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the under is that they have to combine for less than 56 points.
Correctamundo.
Look at this. This guy is learning on his feet here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, real quick, give us a little bit, Billy, because I know you'll go quick with this. What do you got on that line right there? And then McChicken will head over to you.
56.
56. Now, I will say, I don't know if I'm sure you have noticed this week. I know Jared hasn't moved. There has been some line movement this week. Very interesting line movement, too.
Because the weathermen down in Tampa, there's one guy says it's 20%, one guy says it's 80%, one guy says it's 12% of rain.
I love it.
Nobody knows what's happening.
Yeah, I gotta love that.
So people are betting it all over the place. I'm gonna wait and find out what the weather's like, and if it's sunny and 75 like Tampa should be, I'm taking the over, and if it's raining, I'm taking the over.
Yeah, we're just gonna go. Okay, I had to think there for a second, but all right. And you should see Jared right there. That's a huge thing for you right there. Just picking that little guy. Why bet it right now? Yeah. There's no reason, unless you got just a ridiculously great number. There's no reason to bet that right now.
Unless
see what happens.
Feel it in your plums. Hold off.
Even there, I don't know if I'd feel it in your plums. That's what it is. What it is. All right. Last little bit of this, I want to get you for your pick for the Super Bowl today. Billy and I have two prop bets for you. You know now. A prop bet. So a prop bet is going to be something specific in the game that happens. All right. Whether it's
like coin toss or a Gatorade color.
Could be a coin toss. Could be a Gatorade. Could be a player prop. So
I remember from last year.
So Billy and I.
Jared was sitting next to me last year watching the Super Bowl.
We were watching the Super Bowl, and mainly because they wanted to see the Gatorade color, and they thought that it was supposed to be yellow or purple to honor Kobe, and in fact, it was orange.
Yeah, we know. We went over it on Tuesday.
And the Gatorade option, like you never know. That's where doing your research comes in handy. Now, that's something that even doing your research, there's a decent chance you're going to get it wrong. But
wait, how do you research Gatorade color?
Trends.
What the fuck?
Break it down for him, Morgan. Show him what research does. I've got a research thing for him, too.
We were actually just talking about this just the other day. So when we're talking the Gatorade colors or not even just colors in general that can be dropped at the celebration of the Super Bowl, right? We have what? Purple, blue, red, yellow, orange, and the favorite, clear, which is typically water.
Clear.
Okay.
Or like that frost nonsense.
Ew. Actually, that's good. I'm not gonna lie. Low key's good. Okay, go on.
Anyway, so there's now in 54 Super Bowls, right? We haven't been tracking this forever, obviously. Do you know what the most popular color that has come out of the Gatorade is?
Yellow.
Nope.
Yellow.
Lime. Orange.
Oh my goodness, this is unbelievable.
What? You told me to guess. I'm guessing. Like
you did tell him to guess.
You told me to guess. I mean,
he gave me
stupid
lime.
I love lime.
First off, let's start. All right. Well, do you remember what was last year's winning color?
Orange.
All right, you're correct on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most popular color that has ever been dropped at the Super Bowl is orange. All right.
Okay.
Orange has dropped 8 times in the history of the Super Bowl. All right.
Okay.
Now, what was Billy's bet last year?
Was it purple?
Purple.
Purple has only been dropped twice in the history of the Super Bowl champion. Last time in Super Bowl 46, which was won by your New York Giants. Last time purple dropped. Purple does not get dropped very often, right? So we're gambling on what do we think it's going to be, all right? Billy, where are you at on this?
I mean, we talked about this is one of my favorite prop bets. We talked about this on Tuesday. If you didn't see the episode, go check it out. Sean gave us this phenomenal stat that it's the year of the ox, so he was going to go red, but it's no longer valid. So what he found out was that purple is only hit twice in Super Bowl 46 and in Super Bowl 37. 9 years. And the year before that, they weren't recording the Gatorade because they had like 2 colors of Gatorade. So really, they were either dropping water or orange. Every 9 years, Gatorade hits. Purple Gatorade hits.
Every 9 hits? Oh
every 9 years. So I am taking the purple Gatorade once again. And I will be taking purple Gatorade until the day I die, until I hit that bet.
I like to take
before I hit over to you, Jared. Oh my god! Before I hit over to you, I also will be taking purple because it depends on where I think the game is going to go. Now, in this instance, because I'm up in the air still where I want to go. But with this one, we're going to go with my logic for the Buccaneers to win the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 46. Tom Brady lost to the New York Giants and their NASCAR package defensive line. Who was the Giants' defensive coordinator? Do you remember?
Spags.
Look at this guy. Look at pulling that one out of left field. Woo. We got to end the episode right there. That was phenomenal. Yes, Steve Spagnuolo was a defensive coordinator of the Giants in that Super Bowl. The Giants celebrated with purple Gatorade against Tom Brady after just obliterating him. In Steve Spagnuolo's career head-to-head against Tom Brady, he is 2-3 and has had the most success of any defensive coordinator, more or less in the history of going against Tom Brady. This is going to be a revenge game for Mr. Tom Brady. That fucker's vindictive. He remembers everything. So when the Buccaneers win this Super Bowl, he's going to have purple Gatorade picked out already after he obliterates Steve Spagnuolo's defense as a troll job. You poured this on you back 9 years ago? I'm going to do it to you tonight. 9 years?
Sounds like a real stretch. This is all for Gatorade. Wow.
Listen, I have another bet that I'll bring up in a second. I hope the Chiefs kind of win because I win more money if the Chiefs win, Morgan. So let's go Chiefs.
Honestly, I probably lean Chiefs more. I literally am still up in the air. I told you I don't have a pick yet.
These bets, that I'm not throwing lots of money at it. This is fun.
No, not at all. This is just for fun.
This is fun research that I love to do. You know what I did the other night? Right before we recorded the podcast, I tried to Google Tom Brady's favorite color, his favorite Gatorade. Turns out Tom Brady doesn't even drink Gatorade.
Of course not. That's against TB12.
Yeah, he only has TB12. What I do, I went to the other side, and I picked out, hey, what's Patrick Mahomes' favorite color? Orange. And I said, well, could be orange. But we're riding purple. The other bet that I wanted to talk about was something me and Greg did. Our buddy Greg I have this fucking thing popping up on my screen nonstop. Hold on.
What?
Yeah, no, it's like won't get out of my way. The over under it was who takes the first time out in the game. Who do you think takes first time out first before I drop knowledge?
I say it's gonna be the Bucks.
See,
I think
that's where I lean too.
I think the Chiefs are gonna get a little, too rowdy and Tom's gonna get his usual Tom frustrated. Like timeout.
Billy, take him to next level thinking.
Yeah. So what me and Greg did,
Oh God.
he took one team and I took the other team. This is called research. This is how you figure out if you want to make a bet on that or not. This is what I do for every basketball game I bet on, every hockey game. I don't just pick a game and say, oh, I like them. They have nice jerseys. I do the research. Like, this is just more fun because this is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous about Gatorade and timeouts, right? So we went through every game log, through every single game to see who called the first timeout.
My God.
All 16 weeks. Tampa Bay has called the first timeout 8 times. The Chiefs have called the first timeout 6 times. When the Chiefs played the Bucks, what do you think happened?
Tampa Bay called it.
Wrong. The Chiefs called timeout first.
See,
5 minutes into
I
the
really
game.
knew that, but I want to give you the content.
Yeah, I mean, so what did I find out about this bet? Completely inconclusive. I spent an hour looking at this with my friend Greg, who's on betting diagonal. We sat there for over an hour, going through each game, double checked it, wrote down the timestamps. I have it here if you guys want to see the picture. If maybe you want to bet on this, I'll put it up on Twitter if you want. Completely useless. Turns out it's completely useless because, real quick, the Raiders, who played the Chiefs, they called a timeout 43 seconds into the game. The second time they played, they called the timeout a minute and a half into the game. So those don't even count. Like, maybe the Chiefs called timeout later on in the game for the first time. Neither one of those. No good. Wasted time, wasted research. I'm not betting on it. But now at least I know I'm not going to be betting.
You're not gonna take that prop.
Yeah. Not going to take that prop. Now,
I, for one, will take that prop.
You want to add the Bucks take the first time out to your bet?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Throw it in there.
All right. Adding it to the sheet. I will say I probably lean the Chiefs direction in that one, just because I had Andy Reid as my head coach for over a decade, and that motherfucker does not know how to look at a time clock or a play clock to save his life. So I would like to think he will probably burn a timeout pretty early. I'd actually even look to see if there was a prop bet in the first 6 minutes of the first quarter. I'd feel like there's definitely a good chance. I would take the under that he does it before the first 6 minutes go by.
Oh, that's a bad bet.
I don't know. I spent 14 some years watching Andy Reid on the sideline.
Well, from what I gathered from my information, the only time they did that was against the Bucks. And I went back and looked at it, into the deer game log. It's because there was 1 second on the game clock. I mean on the play, whatever it's called, the play clock. So they had to call the timeout to avoid,
You're frozen on my screen. Are you moving really slow?
My whole computer's frozen. I'm gonna be out. Most likely
you're
gonna
back
die.
Now. Are we taking the coin toss?
Heads or tails?
I'm going tails.
Why?
Because I always win on tails. I'm gonna go with tails.
Pretty simple answer to that. Billy?
Tails never fails.
That's
tails
it. Right
never
there.
fails.
That's all that matters. Tails.
I was trying to find that stat. I still couldn't find it, Morgan.
The one where it was like the weight of the tails
the
is
weight
less
of the coin. Obviously, depending on what kind of commemorative coin they use, almost always the head side is a little bit heavier, so it falls down. It's not exactly a 50-50. It's a 51.3% chance you're going to land on tails.
Wow. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep.
All right.
I love it.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Anyway, let's move on to what will be our final prop, because you're not going to just bet on the Gatorade. You're not going to just bet on the timeouts, the heads or tails, but there's also player props that we can bet, right? And the one I have for you today, Jared, and it's probably my favorite, is going to be receiving yards for Mr. Travis Kelce, which is right now set at 94.5.
Under.
Under. Okay. Why do you think the under?
I think the Bucks are going to focus heavily on Kelsey. I think defense is going to try and take Kelsey out of the game.
To focus very heavily on Kelsey.
I know, but I feel like the Bucks are going to hold him to under 94.
Okay.
Don't worry. He's going to see his share, but he's not getting over 94. I think.
All right. Billy.
It's over. It's over. It's not even close.
Yeah. So, fun fact, Jared. Aside from this playoffs, Mr. Travis Kelce has hit every single over that he has been given. 8 of the last 10 games, Travis Kelce has hit the over prop bet, including a game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okay. So he's due to hit the under.
See, that's a valuable lesson right there.
That's it.
That's technically the way you should look at it.
Billy, do you hear that? You hear that? I hear chickens, and I hear them being counted by Morgan.
No, those aren't chickens being counted. Those are not chickens being counted. That's a bet I will be taking as well because it's a good bet.
Great bet. It's one of the best prop bets
you know what? The clucking's deafening to both of you.
So, before we kind of just move on and wrap some things up, speaking on that bet, we're going to take the over. At least Billy and I will be on the over for sure on that 94.5. There's great value in that prop bet right now. Aside from getting it, you're at minus 141, which doesn't seem great. But as for other receiving prop bets, there's no bigger slam dunk. Travis Kelce is Patrick Mahomes' number one target. His security blanket. He looks for him all over the field. They get to the ball to him in multiple of different ways. He'll hit that prop bet. I wouldn't even. I think his catch right now is set at 7.5. I would take the over on his catch as well.
Is this total yards?
This is his receiving yards.
Receiving yards. Okay.
He's not going to run the ball, like on a handoff too often.
Now, to bring it back into a lesson, the way I'd figure out how good of a bet that is or not on a typical, like say, proposition, not necessarily being Travis Kelce, just being any wide receiver or running back or anything, I go to that other team's defense and see how many yards per game they allowed to, say, a tight end or to a running back or to a slot receiver, or how many average, or, and like you just base it depending on the player. Like Travis Kelce is a man among boys.
Yeah.
Like the Bucks like to bring pressure. The middle might be wide open. Like I'm more confident in him catching 7.5 balls than him getting 90. Was it 94 yards?
94.5. Yep.
94.5. Yeah. I'll be taking them both because he hit both of them by halftime last week, 2 weeks ago. But also the Bills' defense is one of the worst against tight ends. Now, how do I know that? because I live for fantasy football, so that's ingrained in my head. But at the same time, you have to just look up the quick research. Like something like that takes 30 seconds. It doesn't take an hour and a half like timeouts do.
And that's spot on because I just looked it up right now. And against tight ends this year, Tampa Bay was the 22nd ranked defense.
Yep.
So much deep into the bottom half, they gave up on average 7.7 receptions to tight ends per game.
That's free money. So that sounds like
maybe sways in one way, but you want to go the under? You want to go the under. It's okay.
Someone has to do it.
There's people doing it.
Yeah. All right. All right, Jared. So lastly, we're going to recap what we have for you for this upcoming game. Any last thoughts from all of us, and then we'll wrap it up. So Jared will be on the Chiefs -3, over 56 points. Lime Gatorade. Bucks first time out.
It's not even an option.
Lemon lime Gatorade. The yellow shit. Lemon lime.
So he will be on lemon Gatorade.
It's
The
lemon
first
lime.
time out. Whatever. Tails and under Travis Kelce yards. Jared, any final thoughts before I shoot it over to Billy on the Super Bowl?
Chiefs Kingdom, baby. Go get me that money. Thank you.
All right, Billy, do you have any last words you want to say tonight to our favorite young clown?
Do your research, boys and girls. This is to not just Jared, but to all the new gamblers out there. Do your research. When you think that bet is a guaranteed winner, just by looking at it, sometimes like I can see a line that's like, oh, that's not right. Like that team shouldn't be favored, or that over under is too high, too low. First, go see what the weather's like. Go see the injury report. Go see, the matchup situation. Everything matters. Always, a quick Google search. There's people out there, the old time gamblers. They used to have to read a newspaper in hopes that they would find an injury report or the weatherman was right. Listen to the dial radio, hoping for an injury report. It's not like that anymore. 5 seconds of your day can win you hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So always do your research. Let's go Chiefs or Bucks. It don't matter, because Daddy's winning regardless this weekend. Happy birthday to me.
Oh,
Jared?
happy birthday, bro.
Yeah, thank
Wait,
you.
it's 11:40.
By the time it comes out, it'll be my birthday. Eat my
It's
dick.
11:40, so I'm gonna hold off until it's 12, and then
Yeah, this is why he's a good friend. No, that's all I got. That's all I got, guys.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll see how Jared's bets go. He was, like we said here in the beginning of the show, he is 3-1 with his picks so far. We have a solid 6-card slate for Jared coming up this week, so it'll be very interesting to see where he falls at. Judging off of some of this, I feel sorry for the kid. But you got to learn somehow. We all have highs, we all have lows. Jared, this will be, if it goes bad for you, this will be a good little learning point because you will actually have some stakes on these games, which will make
I
it a
only
little bit
know
more
highs.
for you. Well, there you go. Then you probably should have bet the over on Travis Kelce yards, but whatever.
You know what? I'm gonna have the last laugh on that.
Anyway, for others of you watching, thank you very much for tuning into this episode of Birth of the Degenerate. You can find this episode, which I'm sure you've already found, but you can find other episodes on YouTube. You can follow at Betting the Diagonal, where you will listen to all our podcasts coming from Billy, myself, our other host, Greg, where we just talk shit about Jared the entire time and throw a couple picks in there for fun.
That's fine. Let the haters hate.
For Morgan, this is Billy. This is Jared. Thank you very much for checking us out. And tune in later, Degenerates. We'll see you next week.
Ow.